Me and the lady also talked about this. She said, well, I paid my rent regardless that the property manager, the old one, said that we couldn't come in the building. I said, well, your situation is not my situation because I will have to define the right stuff to get for my accident that happened to me at the Richmond Coliseum. And, like basically with whip flash, I had that shit with a high speed chase with the police. I had to get all over that. The side swipe with the vehicle. And basically when people side swipe your car and you're already in pain, and it's that feeling that you get is what I got, and I have to come over that. So then being stuck in two elevators, I have to come over all of these things. And the thing is this that they was really funny about who they actually opened the door for. So then, because I cannot actually literally stand up in pain and be in the excruciating pain that I was in, right? I decided that I am going to help myself to whatever it's going to take so that I wouldn't be in pain. Okay? Now, is it a lawsuit when you put people in a building, right? The building is not the building that the rental office is in. Okay? And you're gonna tell people, the residents, don't open up the door for the third building and the second building. Like, is that like a lawsuit? Is that like a class action lawsuit for the third building and second building? Because then the property manager like, no, well, no, don't let them in. Why would you? Why? What is the purpose? What was the purpose of you saying don't let the second building and the third building go into the first building to pay their rent? How they supposed to do that shit? If this is the way in which we have to pay our rent, right? Like, don't, it's not an envelope that comes in the mail and say, like, when you live at RRHA, there's an envelope. They send you an envelope that say this month rent is this in particular thing. Last month you paid this in particular thing. They're probably doing it different because it's Corona now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they probably want you just to put the money order in the envelope. So, but then there could be some people that's still going to the store. You feel me? Like, but you're gonna pick and choose the best option for you. You feel me? When you living in a project, because that's how RHA did it. You feel me? But because this is Shackle Hill Apartments, right? We all have to go into the first building to pay our rent. Now, if you're gonna sit here for months, on the day and the first day in which I started paying Davis, I was paying Davidson and I was paying my rent. But then I came to realize the pain in which I was in standing up. So I have to figure out a way to stand up where I'm not in pain, right? It's much pain because I'm still in pain, okay? So I feel like, is this a class action lawsuit to the third and the second building? Like, seriously. Like, did you put that much stress on someone? You know what I'm saying? My situation different. Every door situation is different. Okay, so now I go visit maybe 3 or 4 doors on my floor, but there's two in particular people that I'm gonna go see and check up on. I just have to check up on them. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel a little bit better throughout the day that I went to go check up on you. So the second individual that I go check up on, and because he said, like I said, it's okay for us to be friends, and you can come visit me in my house. So I take out the opportunity to go visit the young man. The young man said that with this sheet of paper, I've paid my rent. Okay, so now where my situation is that because of the pain that I'm in, I have to purchase all of these different types of stuff. You feel me? Whereas to he is someone that I said, so you stood right there by the door, but he ain't in pain though. And you waited for somebody to open up the door to pay you rent. And you have your little money order receipts and stuff. He was like, yeah, I do. So then his situation different than my situation. So then the first person that I go see, on the floor. His name is Mr. Reggie. Might have seen him on like a couple of my videos and stuff. And what it is that he will gather like a few doors money orders and take it over to the rental office. Okay, so then he complained to them like, y'all are not allowing us to come into the building to pay our rent. So then you have different people with different situations in the building. And so then it's like, is this actually a class action lawsuit? Because you're going to tell me, like, don't come up in here. Like, what the new property manager said to me is, yes, she did tell them to tell y'all not to come into the building. So then why is this my problem? You understand what I'm saying? Because then this is not my problem. You didn't want me in here, so that means you're the property manager. You're the person that looks over all 3 buildings. And you don't want me to come in there to pay my rent. Okay, so well then that must mean that the owner has something set up to pay the rent, in which you don't want me to come in there to pay my rent. But see, it became a day that Davidson stopped taking my money, and I had to figure out why. On that in particular month in which he stopped taking my money, I stopped paying my rent. Because then you're not going to keep telling me over and over and over again that I can't come into this first building to pay my rent. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I would rather get a letter like RHA, everybody can do it. Anybody got a housing complex, and you having everybody coming into one building to pay their rent, however it is, you got it. I will put a statement to say this is what this is for. When I label something to say this is for this in particular situation, I would like to see that you took I gave a $35 money order. I would like to see that I paid for my key with this $35 money order, and my change was $10. I would like to see with $200 money order that these are the maintenance fees that you owed me, and the rest of the money went into whatever the fuck. But see, my situation is I got to pay back rent. So then your back rent statement is, and this is how much money you have paid on your back rent or whatever. You feel me? But when you say to me, we cannot allow you to come in here. So that means that the owner has this whatever of a program to pay whatever rent that I am not paying because you do not want me in the building. You feel me? How many people understand me? I just want people to understand and get the concept of what I am saying. You know what I'm saying? Because then I am asking the Virginia Rent Relief Program to pay my back rent for me so I can be up to date. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just like, this lady done told me I couldn't go into the goddamn building. And all this pain that I'm in from a VCU homecoming in 2018, still in the damn pain. You know what I'm saying? Still in the fucking pain. I'm tired of being in pain, quite frankly. I ain't never experienced this much pain. It's like 4 different types of pain. It's regular pain, muscle spasms, nerve pain, nerve stress relief. So then, because you gotta take all that, you might as well go and take the stress relief to relieve your stress. It's too much. It is really too much. People really need to think about what they say to people. For real. Because a lot of people can't hold their